Story 1. Lost my job, chronic pain, insurance denying medication for autoimmune disorders, friends pulling away because my pain is unpredictable so I end up canceling plans, family overbearing and blaming me for circumstances out of my control because I have a history of substance abuse, although I am in long-term sobriety so everything is always my fault to them. But I have a plan for getting back to work and no desire to use or relapse, so hopefully this is just temporary. Story 2. Every day I have to tell myself not to end it and to just get through, and that it will get better, even though I know it won't. I hate my body, and there's literally nothing I can do about it. Story 3. Had my best Valentine's Day of my life. My brain produced more of the happy chemical in 2 days than it has in years. And now I'm cripplingly depressed again, and it feels like the worst depressive episode I've ever experienced. Story 4. Rough. Starting February 4th, I was extremely unwell for 8 days, all while my blood sugar has been steadily over 300. I'm type 1 diabetic, and as of Thursday, my body broke out in what I think is hives. I've got these nasty pus-filled things all over my upper body and on my nose. I'd say -3 out of 10. Story 5. -1 for generalized rage. -1 for generalized anxiety, which I've never been prone to until recently. -1 for worry and concern for my minority friends and neighbors. -1 for safety fears, the wannabe dictator of my country firing the nuclear safety people, Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, National Institutes of Health, National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, weather people, etc., and replacing the highest-ranking people in military intelligence and federal law enforcement with loyalists is worrisome on so many different levels. -1 for war fears. Apparently my country's president has been taking lessons from Russia's. -1 for the economy, which is getting worse and will shortly get way worse. -1 because my grandkids and their parents live so far away and I can't keep them safe. -1 for helplessness, including bald fury at my representatives being unwilling to stand up for democracy and justice. -1 because 4 years is a very long time for a wannabe dictator and his supporters to be able to tear apart your country, so I guess call that concern for the future. +1 because all those things are galvanizing, and I will never be silent and acquiescent, and there are tens of thousands more like me across this nation that are the same. So overall, not well, but I will never stop fighting for freedom, democracy, and equality until my last breath. Story 6. As of right now, typing this, I'd say maybe an 8.5. I went on my first date ever with a guy who I am really, really interested in, and it went absolutely fantastic. We are going to be planning our second date coming up soon. The reason why it isn't higher is because I haven't been paid since being on a leave of absence since Boxing Day. I can't go into details, but it hasn't been good. Story 7. Out of a job, so that's a major damper. My career is in politics, so that's wonderful too. My brother and sister are federal employees, so I wake up every day wondering if Elon and his group of 20-year-old losers decided they're good enough. I'm definitely suffering from burnout, and not having a job. Slowly seeing my bank account go down and down isn't helping. Story 8. I'm going with a 4. It's the middle of the night, and I'm fretting about trying to get out of my Tesla lease without taking my autistic teenage son to a dealership. Story 9. From an outside perspective, I have a stable life and a good household. I'm not outwardly depressed or suicidal. However, news, political climates, and global issues are pushing my mental health and self-worth down significantly. I'm pretty close to losing it over all the instability, inflation, and problems of the world. Why am I allowed to live so easily when others are dying? All of it pushes me to hate everything I have. Story 10. I am 1 year post-breakup, post getting my car stolen, and post having one of my back teeth explode, all in the same month. On the bright side of things, I have lost 50 pounds in the last year and discovered that while I'm not exactly having my door beaten down, there are other people who find me attractive. I also moved out of my parents' house since then too. I still struggle with a lot of feelings of loneliness and stress related to how the early part of last year went, but I'm undeniably in a better place now. Story 11. I can't sleep at night. I have nightmares and wake up in that same nightmare. I have premonitions of my violent death at the hands of neo-Nazis marching people like me into camps. The lives of so many people I care about, including myself, are at severe risk, and there's nothing I can do but watch it all happen. Story 12. losing weight, more to go, saving money, talking to girls with no fear, getting rejected and not caring, daily exercise, eating healthy, getting out of my comfort zone, took singing lessons, doing stand-up, not giving a thought to what anyone thinks, fail and keep failing to learn, do not listen to the naysayers, believe in myself, trust myself, yes I can. Story 13. I hate winter. I had to have everyone's Valentine's Day posts shoved in my face while I sit here single as fuck. Then my only plans for this weekend got cancelled. I can't wait for winter to end. Story 14. Everything is so messed up right now. I just do not know how to get stuff in order. I feel like so much is out of my control. My girlfriend is in the hospital getting help for her addictions. I do not even know if she is going to stay clean when she comes out. My life feels like it is all spiraling at the same time. I have been avoiding people for months and do not know if it is too late to reach out now. Story 15. I feel like I'm depressed again, but this time in autopilot mode. Work, study, gym. A very sharp pain constantly in my chest that I can't get rid of. I stopped doing everything I loved, and I'm barely surviving now. Story 16. I am an 8, pregnant with my first baby. Happy in my career I have worked so hard for. Finally settled with a good man who makes our house a home. I have a cold right now and can't breathe out of both nostrils, and February is a bit cold and gloomy where I live. Other than that, things are looking good. Story 17. I worked hard to make my life where I want it to be, a combination of listening to Jordan Peterson and other psychologists on YouTube, cutting off bad friends and toxic family, and focusing on what I want instead of what I don't want. This is great, almost running out of to-do dreams. Story 18. I'm feeling like a solid 8 right now. Things are going well and I'm in a good headspace. There's always room for improvement, but I'm grateful for the positives in my life. Story 19. I'm healthy, comfortable, enjoying myself online harmlessly, but feeling guilty about staying up way too late, so I'm deducting 2 points down from 10 for that. Story 20. In this very moment, maybe a 5. Overall in life, maybe a 7 or 8. Right now, it's 2 a.m. I'm very tired, and my baby has been fussy from vaccines. Overall, life is complex but good. My baby and I are healthy. I have a new job I start in a week and a half at my requested pay and with my preferred schedule for work-life balance. I'm finally getting a diagnosis for my brain on Tuesday, either attention deficit hyperactivity disorder or autism, after 2 months of testing. On the downside, money is tight because of the new baby and maternity leave. The cars need fixing, and paying for expenses is challenging. Government assistance is unreliable at best right now. I have no idea how to do my taxes because of the infant. I'm feeling a bit unfulfilled and lost in myself and my relationship at the moment. I rate it a 7 or 8 because the bad is temporary, and the good things happening will bring long-term happiness. Story 21. Changes daily. Solid 6.5 right now. I'm catching up and having fun with my friends every weekend. The bad part is school is stressing me out. I never considered leaving and doing a trade until recently. Now I've got a big decision to make, many assignments due that I have no interest in, and a lot of stress tied to them. Story 22. Like a 6? Depression seems to be coming back, and I really need to quit smoking. That said, I'm in school and I have a job that pays well for my circumstances. I have a lovely girlfriend and good friends. Things could be much worse. Story 23. I'd say a good 6. I just read a really good manga, and I'm not feeling depressed at all. On the other hand, it's 3 in the morning, and I have to wake up early today. Story 24. Maybe a 5. Everything in my house is okay. Bills are paid, and my wife is making me breakfast as I type. But my brother is facing a divorce, and my workplace has some top-level changes coming, which are likely to trickle down to my level in a bad way, so I'm very anxious. Story 25. I'm probably at 4 if I'm being honest. I like to portray that I'm an 8. 64. Married. Trying to learn to walk again after having my leg amputated above the knee 4 months ago. Story 26. 3 to 4 out of 10, I guess. I have a flight this week, And I told my girlfriend that I wouldn't be mad if my plane falls into the ocean because I've become too exhausted and numb to everything. Obviously, she got mad. From now on, I am fine all the time, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Story 27. I'd say an 8. Work is a bit flat at the moment. Once some more interesting work picks up, it'll be a solid 9. I'm saving the 10 for when the mortgage is paid off. Story 28. I'm a 2. I typically exist around a 7. I'm in a position to make a really hard decision that will make someone I love probably hate me, but it has to be done for my well-being. Story 29. Last year was consistent and steady. Mental health is getting better because I have quit smoking, started going to the gym, and getting more involved in activities. At this rate, we could be at a 7 or 8 by the end of the year. I have never felt above a 6 my whole life. Story 30. 11 months ago, I got dumped and spent the rest of the year drinking, feeling depressed, and neglecting my small business. Now, I am 2 weeks sober from alcohol. I started working out at the beginning of the year and have lost 12 pounds. My small business is doing better. My blood pressure is back to normal. My anxiety is at its lowest in years. I am actually proud of myself for once. 8.5 out of 10. Story 31. I would say 7. I am doing better than most, but I am really starting to get burnt out, man. It feels like the days all just blur together, and time is going by faster and faster. It feels like there are not really any more surprises left, other than the fall of my country, of course. But that is a whole other topic. Story 32. I'm studying badly. I am a mature student with 2 kids. My wife is depressed from our second-born child, and our first has just been diagnosed with autism. Life is busy, and I am bearing the brunt of it all. Story 33. 5 cancer biopsy came back positive, but it's the good kind that just disfigures rather than kills you. I just had an organ removed. I'm not sure I'll still have health insurance, and I'm coming down with a cold. But besides that, it's all good. Oh, and it turns out Nazi rocket scientists are complete morons. Ever had a really shameful kinky fantasy? And then it happens, but it's actually the grossest thing ever? And you kind of knew it would probably be kind of terrible, but it's also in no way hot and in fact deeply embarrassing, and now you hate yourself? That's how I feel about my government. Too long. Didn't read Elon Musk gave me cancer. Story 34. My life is great. But currently, I am being sued for downloading a movie back in 2023 for $50,000. I mean, crazy, right? So there's that. Always use a VPN. Story 35. Financially, I am keeping up. But I am queer and do not feel very welcome in my country anymore. I have never felt safe here per se, but I never did not feel welcome. Story 36. Like a solid 5. I know I can be healthier by eating better foods and exercising more, but I'm still conscious about it. Financially, I am broke, but bills are paid, and there is a roof over my head with some leftover for fun. Girls come here and there, but I am single until the right one comes around. Life is good. Story 37. Earlier this year, I decided to actually deal with my pent-up feelings, and the result has made me a lot healthier mentally. I feel lighter, and while I'm not always happy, I am enjoying feeling emotions again. Story 38. 3 friends just died of brain cancer and sent me into a depression spiral. It will be okay because my life overall is quite nice, but I do not think I have been sober enough to really feel this kind of emptiness with past losses, and so this level of depression is new and scary even though I have experienced a lot of loss. The weight on my chest, the fear, and perpetual fight or flight mode, the dread, difficulty making myself leave the house, brain fog, and just so much sadness like it is seeped in through every fiber of my body. I do not know, it is a lot right now. Thanks for asking. It is super helpful to talk about it. Thank you for your support. Story 39. Around an 8. I just got my tongue tie cut, and having a free tongue is nice, but it hurts to do anything with my mouth. Also, I found my old Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 disc for the Xbox 360, so that's cool. Hoping to play some with my brother because I never beat it as a kid. Story 40. I know people like happy stories, but life is not fair. I hate it. I'm trying to act like I'm at least 6 or 7, but deep down, I'm 2. I'm unemployed because I thought I wouldn't be stressed out for a bit, and miraculously, we are going to have a baby. But nope, our chances for naturally conceiving are less than 5%. It's been almost 4 years we've been trying, and next month is our 4th in vitro fertilization, and I feel I'm just going to be disappointed again and depressed, and I'm scared of it. It's our last chance, and I've been dreaming about a baby for so long. Sometimes I feel my husband doesn't ever care and doesn't understand what I'm feeling. Story 41. Spent 10 hours Friday in the emergency room after my primary care doctor told me to go due to having a 4-day severe headache, dizziness, and pupils not equally responsive. The emergency room just gave me intravenous fluids and a migraine cocktail, then provided a list of specialists to see, a neurologist and a neurosurgeon. It's 3 in the morning. I can't sleep. My head hurts too much. On a scale of 1 to 10, it's a 2 to 3. Story 42. Depression is affecting me significantly. I am experiencing many negative, intrusive thoughts about mental health diagnoses and facial disfigurement. Student loan debt is weighing on me even though I have a decently paying job. I am realizing how inadequate my group benefits are, but I feel like working in a specialty isn't actively debilitating me mentally. I acknowledge my situation could be much worse.